Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important mysteries in aviation history, the crash of BOAC Flight 781.
It was a tragedy that shocked the world, but the investigation that followed actually changed the way airplanes are built forever. This is the story of the de Havilland Comet.
To understand why this crash was so shocking, you have to understand the plane itself. In 1954, the Comet was the pride of the skies. It was the world's very first jetliner.
Exactly. Before this, planes had propellers and were loud and bumpy. The Comet flew at 40,000 feet, way above the weather, and cruised at 500 miles per hour. It was a symbol of the future.
January 10, 1954, Flight 781 took off from Rome, heading to London. It was a routine flight with a routine climb. The pilots were radioing in and everything seemed normal.
But then, at 11 a.m., while the plane was climbing through 20,000 feet, the radio went dead mid-sentence. There was no distress call, the plane just disappeared.
Fishermen near the island of Elba were the only witnesses. One of them gave this chilling account.
He said, I heard a roar like thunder, and then I saw silver pieces falling from the sky into the sea. The plane hadn't just crashed, it had disintegrated in mid-air.
Today, we have black boxes to tell us what happened. Back then, they didn't. The British Prime Minister Winston Churchill ordered the Royal Navy to find the plane.
It was a massive operation. They used underwater cameras to track the seafloor. Amazingly, they managed to recover large pieces of the fuselage, which gave investigators the physical evidence they desperately needed.
The medical evidence was grim, but it provided a huge clue. Autopsies showed that the passengers had fractured skulls and ruptured lungs.
These specific injuries told the expert that the cabin didn't just break, it suffered explosive decompression. Basically, the plane popped like a balloon because of the difference in pressure inside and outside the cabin.
But why did it pop? To find out, the investigators did something that had never been done before. They built a giant water tank and put a whole Comet plane inside it.
They pumped water in and out of the plane to simulate the pressure of taking off and landing over and over again. After the equivalent of 3,000 flights, the metal skin of the plane ripped open.
This revealed the hidden enemy, metal fatigue. The investigation found a tiny crack that started right at the corner of one of the square windows.
Because the plane was pressurized, the metal skin was stretching and relaxing every single flight. Eventually, the metal just got tired and couldn't hold the pressure anymore.
This chart explains the physics of it. The problem was the shape of the windows. The Comet had square windows.
Stress doesn't flow smoothly around sharp corners. It builds up there. As you can see in the graph, the stress at the corner of the square window is incredibly high compared to round window. That concentration of a stress is what cracked the metal.
The investigation moved remarkably fast. The crash happened in January. By April, another comet had crashed for the same reason.
Testing began in June. By October, the final report was published. It was a tragedy that cost many lives, but the speed of the investigation prevented future accidents.
So, what is the legacy of Flight 781? Look at any plane today. What shape are the windows? They are oval or round.
That design choice came directly from this crash. We also now have mandatory fatigue testing for all aircraft. The techniques used in this investigation set the gold standard for how we investigate crashes today.
It was a hard lesson to learn, but it made flying the safest way to travel today.
That concludes our report on BOAC Flight 781. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this interesting. Bye.